Hello, everybody. How are you? Um, to this, welcome to this interactive follow-along session where you're going to learn how to make a website without any coding knowledge. Now, before I quickly begin, I wanted to express my deepest gratitude to all the educators out there to have gone to extraordinary lengths, for continuing to support your students throughout the year. And thank you to all the tremendous dedication, creativity, problem solving during this pandemic situation. Also, I wanted to quickly share about word out regarding the recent anti-Asian attacks in Atlanta, Georgia. As an educator, I always remind myself that it is my duty, it is our duty, to work collectively and with thoughtful intention to stop any racism or discrimination in our schools, universities, or communities communities. So this is what we're going to do today. This is a quick agenda. I put it out there for you. Uh, I, I I gave these times based on what I think is how long it's going to take for me to cover through this. The most we are going to spend in the tool demonstration, which I'll come to in just a few minutes. Let me quickly start off with the introduction. My name is Sai Gattupalli, and I have had a long career in the IT industry for over 10 years. And I now work in a very exciting function at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. Um, and I focus on making learning technologies fun, affordable, accessible, and mainly culturable in the developing nations. Um, as a technology enthusiast, I am always drawn to looking out for new tools on the internet, anything that is new, emerging, simple, innovative. And then, so what I do is I sit down in my lab and then I come up with ideas on how these tools can be used by educators in the educational paradigm. So educators can benefit from it. So I look at many things in terms of accessibility, ease of use, technical difficulty, pricing, and if it is complying with the latest browser standards, web standards. So here, um, so um, why do we need a website? So what is the purpose of this website? Now, this is for your professional career. Now, websites are the online real estate that is basically like your digital business card. Now, this is your home. And I don't have to tell you more about like why you need a website, but because from the time we switched over to the crisis driven e-learning, the amount of screen on time has increased so much that the every day we spend 4 hours minimum extra on your computer. Now, when I say spend more time on computer, you go through your browser and then you finally read something through a website. You know, so the I also have a I also have an example here. So if you were to um, create a website, for example, and this is basically like your home. If you're into if you're a faculty and then you want to house all your research material in one spot, you could also use this as a services and products page. It's up to you. Um, so um, if you are already, for example, in the website building game, you already are familiar with Google Sites or Weebly or anything. This will also help you with some interesting tips that I'm going to share with you. And if you are basically thinking about building a website for your own local community of teachers, or if you're trying to put it together a website for your educator network, or if you just want to have your own online real estate, you will benefit from this session a lot. So let's quickly dive into our the tool that I'm talking about. So it's really simple. What all you have to do is go to card.co, CARRD. It has double R in it, and it's a .co. When you go there, again, I wanted to quickly uh, let it out there for anybody who's aware. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm just doing this out of my personal initiative. So it's not like a referral link or anything like that. So you go here, and then what you see is there's a big button on the middle of the screen that says choose a starting point. So for this activity, because of our limited time, what we're going to do is we're going to each create a website for our teacher group, for example, 2021 teacher group. Um, so all you got to do is simple, tap on choose a starting point, and then you can see there are a lot of templates that you can choose from. So if you are aware of Canva or Adobe Spark, they already have these templates that you insert your text or visuals into. Then you can download like the visual, right? This is similar to Canvas, but basically Canva for websites, card. So for right now, I'm trying to see um, which template is best suits for my teacher community, teacher group. So for example, I tend to like this, but however, before you tap on something, you notice on the top, there is like a pro, it says pro, basically means that this is like a freemium version. So for right now, because many of us do not really have like a paid account on this, what I'll do is I'll go to like right there. It says Jane Doe on it. I'm going to say demo, just in case I want to see how this looks. So I know that all the text, all the visuals can be replaced. This is pretty much similar to Google Sites. Um, okay, so I like this. I go back to my existing tab. I say select. Now, if you are on any other browsers, for example, on Firefox or Internet Explorer, the modern Edge, um, it might prompt you that it may not be compatible with your browser. Try using Google Chrome. If you're already on Google Chrome, that's very good. Now, bottom right corner, and I can see there's a button that says, okay, I got it. It's basically showing you where all the buttons are, the navigation elements in the screen. Um, so the idea is pretty simple. All we have to understand is that if you want to basically insert text or if you want to add a visual and then talk about it, you put that in something called a container. So a container is what holds anything you like. So container is basically like a placeholder that you can insert anything into. So on the very top, I see it says Jane Doe, and you can do anything you want. So for this purpose, what I'm going to do for the purpose of this session, I tap on the text that I want to change, and you can see from the left hand side something just slides over, and this is the properties panel. Um, I go here, change the text. Now, before I change the text, you see on the top I have two more icons that I can go to do additional formatting. For right now, I'm going to change the text to teacher, teacher, um, teacher group 2.0, the teacher group. Okay, if you have any other names, let me know. We can do that, but you are free to add any text here. And then there is like a subheading. I can see that. So I tap on it. Same thing pops up on the left hand side. I'm going to go change it to um, I'm going to change it that is relevant to whatever is happening there. For example, I'm going to say the gathering of teachers um, or any other text. I'm not really sure. So for example, I can just do like what this session about. So I could say, um, I can say, instead of a teachers group, I could just say card. And then I'm going to say, I go here and then I can change it to anything else. But however, you see on the top, there is a placeholder for an image, which is like a circular image. You just tap on it, and then you can see on the left hand side, you know what I'm talking about. This is very easy to understand. It's very um, accessible, ease of use. So for right now, I'm going to upload a photo of a, uh, a puppy. I know this is not relevant. Let me try to find a relevant photo of a teacher. Do I have one? I do have one from one of my downloads. And just in case if you're not sure where you could download photos from, there are many resources out there. You could open a new tab and then possibly you can go to unsplash.com, which is a place where you can download free photos from. You can just search for teachers or educators or anything you like. And so I have this. So now it says start. You see now start basically is a button. Now, how do I add an element on the on this container? How do I do this? Top right corner, if you see there is a plus icon, you tap on it, and anything that does not have a lock on it is something we can use right here. So, for example, this button right here is nothing but one that's here. So somebody tried to add it over, and then you can see when I did that, it added a button at the very bottom of the screen. So if I were to make any changes to this button, I tap on it, and the properties window pops up from the left-hand side. I tap on this, and then I can change the label to anything I want. So for example, I would say privacy policy. However, it still says um, oh yeah. So if it still says first, the old text, make sure you accept it on the button. You can hit the done button. But it's still like this is still a button. What if I wanted to add like a text, like what's right here? You see, I can just tap on it and change it, or I can go here and I can add another text, and it gets right below it. So um, at this point in time, I'm not really sure which template you've chosen that is free. You know, so try take 5 minutes of your time and try and um, upload one visual and one GIF, which is a GIF. You know what I'm talking about. If you don't know how to find a GIF, let me know. I can show you. Um, and um, let me know. Let me know. And then I wanted to see if we could share it on our Twitter. Um, so while you do that, I'll also continue doing some modifications to this. So it says um, there is a default text right there. I'm going to say calling all teachers, um, calling all teachers. I can have any other text, for example. So I could say, um, I'm going to copy and paste the description of this session that we're in right now. And you see, the text is not as visible. It could also be your personal preference, but what is preferred in terms of visual accessibility is to have your font all left aligned, so you are aligned to properly. It's easy for readability purposes. So I tap on it instead of on the top. If you see, instead of the A, I tap on the paintbrush appearance icon. And then if I scroll down, I could see there's more options here in terms of color. Change the color to a brighter, like a darker black. And then I can also change the font. You can see a lot of fonts. I really like Railway. I think it's like really pops out and really strong in terms of readability. So I do that. And if I scroll down a little, I can also see like letter spacing, line spacing options. What I'm interested right now here is alignment. So I say left alignment. Now, you see, we did all this on like the website screen, right? So how do you know how this looks when your user, whoever you send this website to, when they're opening it on a phone? How does it look? Now, if you see top right corner of the screen, very top right corner, there is a button that looks like a switch to mobile view, looks like a phone. So just tap on it one time, and this is how it looks like when somebody is on their mobile phone. You see? So if you notice, um, this is a similar feature that you'll notice in Weebly and Google sites also. But what I came to know just recently is that many of the custom images that we use on our Google sites are being cut off um, when they are viewed on a smaller display, And let's go and see if I can upload a full resolution photo on the computer version. Now, if you want to switch back to the computer version, you just tap on that icon again in the top right corner. Just switch desktop view. You tap on it, and then you can see the full screen visual of how it looks. So I say upload. I have had this trouble many times on Google sites where my custom image was being cut off, especially in the header. And then so that really bothered me a lot. So I see right now when I'm uploading a photo, it's only letting me choose a square dimension photo, so it's basically going to be cut off. But what do I do if I want to ensure I get the full photo? Top left corner, you see, there is a no cropping. There are more options that we can choose from. I'm going to say no cropping for right now. And then the entire photo is highlighted. And then I'm going to say accept top right corner. And then I can see the photo. Um, I go back to my mobile view. Let me see if that is being cut off. When I say cut off, it could mean many things to many people. So what I meant to say is if I were to um, use a website building system that is not complying with like the new WCAG standards, especially in terms of if we're technically sound, if the um, libraries are not responsive enough, it's going to cut off on small devices, and which is something that I did not notice in card many times, and and then so which is a good deal because you're going to let your users see what you initially intended to you know for them to see. So another thing, every time I upload a photo, which is really important, and I think a lot of technologists forget to do this, and it's not there on their checklist, is to have something called an alt text. This is something that you should really be aware of. If you're not, that's okay, no problem. But from now on, I think you should strongly consider this. Alt text is something that when somebody is using a screen reader or if your browser is reading out, if you enable that option, this is what it reads. So, for example, you have to possibly describe what the visual is about. So, for example, if you see the visual is about a bunch of iPads, you see. So, I'm going to write that. I say a um, a set of iPads with colored with color. What do you call that? With cases, right? Colored cases. You see, colored cases. Now, this is really important um, to that we consider this while making websites or anything for that matter. Um, if you're uploading a photo to, for example, your Google Classrooms or anywhere, you should always consider adding alt text. We may totally forget when it might come in handy for any learner out there. Um, and so, for example, I imagine I want to make it full. You see, for what I mean by full is, you see, the website is kind of really narrowed down. How do I make it like it broad enough on the full screen? So it's really simple. Also, top right corner, I have the hamburger menu with the three lines. Just tap on it one time, then go to page. So if you go on page, you see the properties of that page slide in from the left hand side. Um, there are many things that you could play with here. For example, you could just change the default style of this. For right now, it's on default, and these are all the default settings right now that is set to. Now, again, if I were to scroll down just a little before changing any of these, you see there is a setting for the mobile also. So I could either go to auto, which is what I honestly prefer, or you could also go to manual and then switch to a phone view and then try and see if you want to make it more smaller. You see on the right hand side, you can see say the size changing when I slide it when I slide it over. You see, but I can also go to auto and then it automatically uses the new responsive libraries that I'm talking about, which you don't really have to know about, but it automatically adjusts based on the responsiveness of that font on any screen automatically, which I really wish was as this advanced in Google Sites. Okay, so I go back to my desktop view, top right corner. I'm in the settings for this page right now. What I'm trying to do is basically broaden this page, make it a full screen. So I go to default, and then there's a box, and there's white box. Then I say white box. You see what just happened? I can see there is a white box of white, and then inside of which I see these containers, text and images, and then more at the bottom with more empty photos that I'm going to put in just a few minutes. So, but I wanted this entire thing to be broad. It's pretty simple. What you got to do is just tap on whatever you want to widen. Just tap on it. Um, you see on the left hand side, top left corner, there's appearance. Tap on appearance one time. And then you can see the width is set to max. However, I can switch it over all the way. When I slide it, you can see it's changing in the preview. Okay, so now I also want that to happen to my the other ones, which I see have already has happened, which is perfect. That's really interesting. Okay, it's possibly because they actually created like a appearance style, so that is helping us do that. Okay, perfect. So now you see, so this is what I have right now, but most of my font is dissolved right now because I know I put in some text right here. So tap on the font first thing, and then the slider comes up. Make sure you're on the appearance tab right here. Click on color and then change it over to any font color that you of your preference. You can see more. I'm going to go here and then say that. Okay, right. And now I see you see there. While I have all these boxes with like text and font, you see, I also have these dotted lines with like a hashtag and more dotted lines. Now this is called a control. So a control is what you do for a page. So for example, if I were to go to this ad on the top right corner, I see a control, I see a container. You see right here, bottom right here. So if I were to add a new control, so basically a control is a new page, you know. So I'm going to add it a control. So it says there is a new thing that just popped up here. I could I could basically switch between a few options right here. So the one that I'm really interested is in a scroll point. A scroll point is basically like an anchor text. Remember when you are making your Google Docs or in your Word documents, you make a scroll point. When you tap on it, it goes jumps to that screen instantly. So that is exactly what a scroll point is. So I'm going to say scroll point. Let's give it a name for right now. I'm going to say um, uh, contact. Oh, contact. Now, now you see right above it, there is another control, and there is contact. There are two controls. Now, the concept is that when somebody goes to this contact, it's also going to show them the about because they're both anything below it is shown to the user. You know what I'm talking about? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap on about, then I'm going to go to add again, and then I'm going to do a container that is just for the about page. And then in the about page, I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to say go to a new text, and the text gets added. I'm going to change the text to about us or any text like that, you see. And then I'm going to say done, but I still see this is very plain. I possibly want something in the back for my banner image for this page. I tap on this container. If I scroll down slightly, for anybody who is joining just now, we are in a quick website building software that I'm demoing today. If you should also join us, you should possibly open your another tab on your Chrome browser and then go to card, CARRD.co, and you don't have to sign in. There is a button that says you can demo this right now. Then we are trying to put together a website for a teacher conference, like a small basic website. Um, and then so okay, so let me catch up. So there's about, and then there's a about container right below it with the about us text. What I'm trying to do is I'm going to add a, a visual that is going to be in this banner image for about us. So I scroll down just a little, and then it says background. Right now, it's set to all white, which I can see. However, if I were to change it to a gradient, I can change it to a gradient. I can change it to an image. And then I'm going to say upload an image. And then I'm going to go to, for example, I'm going to go right here. Oh, image is too large. That's too bad. Hold on. Maybe this. Is that an about us? That's not relevant. And one other quick tip: when you're creating any banner, and there's a text on it, basically you're describing what the banner is, right? So it's important to have relevant visuals for your projects. That way you have the most activity, user activity. So, for example, maybe this is I have a about us page. However, you see the picture is all cut off. What do I do in such cases? All I do is just scroll down while I just upload it, and there is an option that says fill for the size. I'm going to say fit, and you see when I say fit, it's basically tiling it on the horizontal. I'm going to say stop tiling, and then I only see a little bit. But what do I do if I want to make it more parallax? Now, parallax is is the feature where the visual stays right there, but the text on it flows through it, over it. So now watch. So I just said that, and then I'm going to say done. So if I were to scroll, you see what's going on. You see the about us, which I'm going to brighten up in just one sec to more of it white, and then I'm going to also change the weight of it to a more stronger, so people know. Um, okay, and now you see, this is what happens when you do a parallax. Now, what I want to do is I want to replicate this. I want the same thing for my contact. So all I do is just tap on the same container with the image in the back. If you notice, bottom left corner of that element's properties, there is this button that says copy, and then just copy it. This is not the same as your Control C or Control V copy. This is more inside of this website browser, you know. So now that I have two about us, you see, I can click and drag and drop it anywhere I like. This is what I meant when I said a click and drop website builder, you know, that you don't have to necessarily have to work on every time. You can just replicate many sections of your site to maintain consistency throughout, you see. And now for right now, I'm going to go here. I don't want it to say about us because it's on a contact page, you see. I'm going to go here. I'm going to say get in touch. But if you notice, the visual also moved over. So it's like the same visual, but I don't want the same visual. I want like another photo for this. So I go back to my Unsplash, which is a place you can go to download stock photography for free under the free corporate protection. I go here and then I'm going to say contact. I want to see what visuals I can see. There is a hello, which basically goes along with like a contact us. Let me know what's going on, more in that context. And I'm going to download it. Um, all you have to do is just say download on the top right corner, the green button, and it's going to save it to your computer. I come back to my card tab, tap on the get in touch, scroll down just a little. I can see the old photo. I can say upload, and then I'm going to upload this new photo. Now, before I do that, there's a space. There's a size limitation. So I'm going to quickly also show you another tool that you can use at any time to um, optimize or decrease your image um, sizes without losing the quality or clarity. So the tool that I use is called photop.com. You may not necessarily have to use this, but this is like if you already have like a easy photo that's not as limiting in terms of sizes, you should go ahead. But this is for people who would like to use an online Photoshop that is free. Photoshop is pretty costly and this is subscription, and this is like a a free tool that you could use. All I do is go to photop.com, top left corner, I say file, and then I say open. I'm basically opening this photo, which is larger. And then I see this photo on the screen. And then I say, all I want to do is decrease the size of it. So I go to image size. I see it's a really, really big photo. The most standard resolution in the industry is 1920 by 1920. That should be fine. I say, okay, although the image becomes like much smaller right now, the photo is still maintaining its clarity and all that. So I go to file, export, and then I'm going to say JPEG, and then I'm going to just say save. And then so it's going to ask me where do you want to save it. I'm going to say new image. So that's saved. I go back to my card. I'm going to say upload. This is the new image I just uploaded. So it was you're able to upload it without any problem. So I say, so right now we have two pages that says about us and get in touch. Okay. So how do I have somebody go here? It's, I'm talking about the navigation. So let's add navigation to this site. How do I add a navigation? So right on the about us or any container, just tap on it one time, then go to the add a new element top right corner, and then say buttons. Then you see a button. It might be anywhere. It could be also the very bottom of your screen. It could be placed at the very bottom. Just click, drag, drop onto the top, and you can see it snaps in automatically to whichever position you wanted it to. And if you still don't see it, it's just that you could be facing a problem like me right now. It's kind of dissolved into the background because it's the same font color. I just tap on it and then I can see the preferences. I go to the appearance tab on the top left, you see, and then I'm going to change the outline to a more darker, and then I'm going to pull it down, and then I can see the outline is in black. However, my text is still dissolving. And then so text is nothing but the label. So I go here and I change it to black for like that. That's all. But so um, but I wanted two, for example, I wanted an about us, I wanted to get in touch. So I go just tap on the button one more time. I go to the first icon right here, which is what we allows us to add more buttons or modify buttons. You see, I'm going to say add. I see another button that just popped up right next to it. Let's make changes to these buttons. So I tap on the first button, then I wanted to say about because I want my people, my users to tap on this and then it takes them here. And I don't really want an icon because I this is not really an icon related navigation. So I go back to appearance. Then right here it says style is set to outline or solid. Solid is basically filling it with all like solid colors. I'm going to say outline for night right now. I'm going to say only label, no icon, label only. And then you can see my icon has disappeared. And you can also see there is a hover, which is what's happening if you were to hover over this. It's changing the color of that button to whatever hover color that you set here. So for right now, I'm going to change it to like a darker, but I initially want the font to be a little grayer like that. So when somebody hovers over it, it becomes much brighter. You may not see it right now, but I can see it on my computer. Um, right. So let's go change the. Now, what happens when somebody taps on about? It should take somebody. It should take them to the about us page, right? So right here, the URL is what where is this is where you enter the destination of where your users should go. So I want them to go to this hashtag about. All you got to do is just remove this and then replace it that with about. And and then if you want to let your users, if you want them to go to another external site or any other location destination, you can also use options like these. All you have to do is just uh, put the link in the URL field here. And if you wanted to open in a new tab, you do that at blank at the very end. You can also do many other things, which is really helpful for people that are on a phone. Because you see, this is again, I really want to um, um, advocate for this because I see this missing in many websites that I go to every day. If you are administrator of any website and that has a phone number in it, you know, um, you have to code it the right way. So when somebody on a phone goes to your website and taps on that number, it should open up the dialer. You know what I'm talking about? And most of the people, even you, I'm sure, you had to copy that, go into the dialer, paste it. Now you don't have to do that at all. So all you got to do is just do TEL for telephone and the colon. Now this is the schema that lets the browser know that there is a phone number when you tap on it and it opens up the dialer, you know. So just like how you have HTTP or HTTPS for a browser, like a browser protocol, the tel is for the phone, and the SMS is also for the text. You see, if you put like a text as here or something like that, make sure you code it properly with like SMS and the number so it opens up on their text messages. Okay, so I see about, and then I want second button to say contact. So I say go here, and then I say contact. I'm going to say done. So I I wish the buttons are a little spaced out. I think they're too tight together. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to say scroll down to the appearance. I'm trying to see if there is an option for me to change the spacing. There is one. I'm going to insert as much space as possible, maybe 1.5. Okay, so I say 2. That's too far. That's still okay. And I still think I really like if the buttons are rounded. You see, the buttons can be made rounded, so uh, they are more um, tactile looking to me. Um, I also wanted to see if there is like a height limit on how much space on top and the bottom of the text inside of the button is we can align it to. And then so I have these two, right? Now I don't really want this start. This is something I created earlier. I'm going to say delete this. Now, how do you delete something? Just tap on any any item right below bottom left corner. There are two icons right where there is a big blue button that says done. There is a delete option. You tap on delete and then it's removed. At any time you can also undo this by going and tapping on this icon on the top right corner. Okay, so there are some empty containers that I'm not really using. As you can see, there is a text here. How do I know? So because when I tap on it, I can see the text popping up. It's not being seen because it's the same color as the background. So I'm going to change it to, oh, now you see when I'm changing it, that all the text is changing. The color is changing. You see, that's because um, there are styles that we could use throughout for consistency. So for right now, all the text that I have here, this get in touch, about us, and then this, they're all under this appearance. For right now, I'm going to say none. That way I can just change this, you know, and then and then you see the other texts, these two are not changing at all. And so I say, I tap on this, I see the weight, the font weight is like too heavy. I'm going to pull it down a little. It's still too hard for me for a slogan. I'm going to decrease the font to a readable 1.25. Um, okay, and then now I see, you see, there the second button right here. It still says button. I wanted to say contact. I go back here. I want to say this contact, and then so that's going to take them to the contact page. Okay, so now, um, um, okay, what we're going to do is right below the about us. Let's add something so people know what is this about. Actually, you know. Um, okay, so I just tap on that and I'm going to say add a new container. Again, container is basically like a placeholder that can take your text, video, or visuals or a slideshow. It depends. Okay, so I'm going to add a new container. I can see the container is basically taking a text in the background. How do I know? I can see when I scroll on the top, I can see the image. It's asking us to insert an image. All I do is just go to that particular container and then say none right there. Oh, when I said none, you see, they all disappeared. So let's go back. So now let's see what's going on here. When I created a new container, you see, they all are also following like a new style, and then so it's replicating throughout. So for right now, I'm going to say none. You could also remove this; it's up to you, or keep it for to make the website consistent. So I go here, and it's not really in any appearance style format. Scroll down just a little to background to none. Now this is where I wanted to basically do a about us, like a real about us. What do we do? So for right now, I'm going to go to Google, and then I'm going to say, oh, I'm Googling Google. Okay, lorem ipsum generator, which is basically like default text for the purpose of this activity. I'm going to take some copied some text from here. I'm going to go tap on this container. I'm going to go and say add text, or you can also add an image, audio, and many things. I'm going to say add text. I can go here and then just replace the text with my copied font. Um, um, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and keep it left aligned. So there's proper readability. Um, I also like font. It again depends on your personal preference. For right now, I'm going to go to railway. I kind of like railway because it's a little sharper on my screen, like my phone screen. Also, I noticed that, and then so I started to pitch for railway every time I do a session like this. I also want to add another text on the top. I just tap on it, and then I can say a new text, or I can also replicate this. So for right now, I'm going to say replicate, and I can say two texts, um, and and I can make it to say um, about the teacher meetup, or meet the people, meet our people, meet our people. So I'm treating that particularly as a subheading. Um, so each time you are changing the subheading, I'm going to make it more a little slightly bigger. But in terms of accessibility, I also want to change that here. So what you're going to do is just keep tapping on this on your left hand side until I see the correct header in terms of the HTML tagging. So I say subheading. This is also really helpful in terms of digital accessibility. Okay, so I have this format, right? So for example, I want to take this slide. I want to see how this looks like. You see, top right corner, there is a button, like a save button. When you tap on it, it's going to ask you, because we were doing this in a demo, right? So you don't really have an account to save this to. So you can create an account. This is completely free. You don't have to pay for this, and that lets you publish this website under like a subdomain, which is more like a teaching.car.co or something like that. And if you pay for it, which is not too costly, this is really surprisingly really cheap. For $20 a year, you could do 20 websites or so, which is I think uh, crazy affordable for a lot of people. And especially if you think like systems like WordPress and all these, you need separate hosting, so you don't need any of these, which I find is really really interesting in terms of um, price point. That so um, Right. So for right now, I wanted to close this call right here. But if you feel that you were able to, um, oh yeah, yeah, if you feel that you were able to, let me go do this. Give me one second. Oh, yeah. So yeah. So if you feel that you are able to show your work, you can put that in the chat, and I can help you build it, or you can do this for basically um, your teacher communities. You can, if you're trying to create like a website for your uh, um, um, educator network, you could do this. Now, finally, again, I want to repeat this, that I want to make it clear that I was not paid to do this. This is my personal initiative to showcase this tool, and primarily because this is becoming a more and more popular among um, the no code community. So there's coding and there's no code. So the no code is what we are all achieving towards, where we should all head towards, because it's going to be it basically, you're including a lot of teachers that do not know any coding programming background, and this is going to help them do this. And yeah, so you could use systems like this to create uh, event websites. If you're running a webinar, you could do this, and if you're and you can publish them instantly. Let me know if you have any questions. I can show you. I can show you a site that I created for my own lab. So I did um,
Hey,
advanced
Sai,
learning. Oh, hey, Brian.
sorry to interrupt. There is a question in chat, and I did want
Oh
to
yeah.
let you know we've got about 3-4 minutes left.
Oh yeah.
We are
Sorry.
towards the end of the day, so I'm happy to stick around if folks want to chat with you. The question is, does this tool only create one page, or can you create multiple pages?
Oh yeah. So you can create as many pages as you want. Although it says one page, right? It's not necessarily that. It's, again, the way you have to look at it is, you see, if you're continuing to looking at my screen, this advancedlearningtech.com is basically one long page, but it does not have any impact on your user's loading screen. So it's not going to load everything. So when I tap on news, you see, when I tap on it, it takes you to the news page, right? It's basically opening up the same container that I linked in the back. You know what I'm talking about? So it's you can have any number of pages. Like, for example, you see here, I have a bunch of pages, and they all go to the right. And if you notice, this is the same hello photo that I was just able to decrease it. So you can have any number of pages. Yeah. Um, Let me check the chat. Hold on, hold on. Right.
So we're showing that about us and that contact, those are going to be buttons that are linked to the actual area.
Right, right, right. Exactly. Right. So you see, if I were to tap on the button like right here, about and contact, I can see the pop out from the left hand side. When I tap on about, you see where the URL is taking it to, the destination. Now this is nothing but this about. So when somebody taps on this, the screen changes to this. You see? So for example, if you were to go here, if I were to tap on students and faculty, you see the things that's changed. So anything above it on the top is not seen, and that's like a function of a control. And then so you'll only see what's inside of this control.
Can you show how you linked it again?
Oh yeah, sure. So what you do is you tap on the button. If you don't see a button, what you do is go to top right corner and then say buttons, and then this pops up. It could be a square, it could be a smaller one. All you do is just tap on the button, and then on the left hand side you'll see this. Change the label to learn more, and then URL to any URL. It's up to you. But since we are trying to link it inside of this page, right? So contact is a page. And how do you call it? Hashtag contact. So I go to learn more, and then I'm going to go to URL right here. And then I'm going to say replace that with hashtag contact. And I say done. So when somebody taps on this, um, it's going to take them there. I'm not doing that because it's I'll have to quickly create another account, which I don't want to do it right because of the time constraints. Um,
Okay, I have a
I
question.
understand.
Sorry.
I understand. Thank you.
oh yeah,
Um,
tell me.
yeah, how can you add a link if you don't want to make it a button? Can you add just a link? A
Oh yeah,
website link or a YouTube link? How do you do that?
oh yeah, yeah, totally. So for example, let's go to, for example, hold on. So tap on the button, remove the whatever it's in right there, and let me go to YouTube on my computer. Just one sec. Oh, it's on my other side. So you see, I have a any video or any URL, right? I
Mhm.
copy the link, I come back here, remove this and paste it. And since you want your people to still be on your site, right? You want this to open in a new tab. At the very end, you add at blank. Now that opens up in a new tab for your end users.
Oh,
Now, how do I know? It's really simple. You go to accept all allowed URL types, and then you can see that you can add a site like that, and that's going to open up in this page. So they're going to lose your site. So you can say a new tab, and all you do is just add at blank at the very end of the link, and yeah. So I hope that answered you.
okay, so what if you just want to add a link without a button, without making it a button, just add a link? Is it possible for it to be
Oh
live?
yeah, yeah. Oh, I see, I see. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, sure, you can do that also. Sorry, I was confused. Right. So yeah, so it's really simple. You go here and then you say link. You're not seeing anything here right now because um, the color of this text and the background is the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to possibly go here and then make it like that. And I'm going to go right there. And I'm going to change. If you want, you can change it to
Change the link, yeah.
go here or something like that. And then I'm going to paste it because I want my people to go like open this in a new tab.
Yeah.
I do that.
Ah.
The one other thing that I always find interesting is instead of adding a link and a button, you can add an icon, which I think is like even more interesting. So you don't see anything here because the same color. I go on that, and then I'm going to just go change it to a link. And you don't see it because I'll have to do that. Now you see the icon popping up that actually prompts users that this is going to open a new tab anyway. So this is more visually accessible and readable also, you know.
So what if it opens in the website? Does it have any issue there?
Oh
If
no,
you
so I
don't
mean,
put that blank, will it be a problem?
no,
Or
it's not a
just
problem at all. No, no, no.
Oh.
I think it's not going to be a problem. But you know, the idea is that if you're linking to an external website, right? You still want people to know what the source is, like you,
Okay.
like this page. So it's important that you keep your site also, so that they can come back to it easily.
Yeah.
And then you do
That
an
makes
ad
sense.
blank.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Right, right, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So anybody has any questions? Let me know. I know this has been a really um, 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 short session for me. I could spend more time on this, but I think it's really interesting for all of us to be aware that there are more technologies out there that are easy and effortless to use. I may have gone like really fast, but I can help you put one together. Also, it's up to you. And this is I do this out of goodwill. I'm not doing it for payment or anything. I want to put it out there. Um, and if you have any questions, let me know. If you already made a website and you want to share it, please use our hashtag 2021 e-learning and share it on Twitter. And that's my doggy. And I wanted to say goodbye to you. Any questions, let me know.
Right. Thank you, Sai. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now.